My name is Val John Ferris, and I'm your host for Expeditions into Spirit. And we're here in the Maya jungle down in the northern Yucatán Peninsula. And today we're going to begin our expedition with a dive into a sacred cenote. And cenotes are fresh water sources that are underneath the limestone, and they're caverns filled with absolutely pure crystalline clear water. And not only was it the only source of fresh water for the Maya, but it also represented something else. It was a portal into the underworld, into the spirit world. And so today, as we do this dive, we're going to be diving not only into this physical location, but we're actually going to be diving into the ancient spirit, the spirit world of the Maya. The cenotes are sacred passageways into three worlds, and the Maya philosophy was that the three worlds existed as a spiritual phenomenon that they took from philosophy all the way down into their everyday lives. The first world is the underworld, and it's the world of darkness. It's the world of the demons, of our fears, of the things that exist inside of us that we're unaware of, that shape and mold our everyday behaviors and attitudes. There's the middle world, which is our normal consciousness, our everyday lives, what we do, where we work, who we're with, the things that we engage in just on a daily basis. And then there's the upper world, which is the spirit world, the world of all creation and the source of divinity for the Maya people. And this upper world was known to have a central axis of the cosmos called Hunab-Ku. And that the access to Hunab-Ku, one of the main sources was through these cenotes going down into the deep underworld. And through the underworld, there was a spirit tree, an infinite tree called the Huachacan, which actually connected the underworld, the middle world, and the upper world, so that people who had the courage or the vision or the insight and the willingness to engage in these worlds could actually move down into the underworld, climb this tree into the upper world of spirit. And that was the mythology and the folklore around the cenotes. So this center axis of Hunab-Ku was the focus point for a lot of the temples in terms of doing the astronomical measurements of the sun and of the stars and of the planets. So today we're going to be diving into this cenote and discovering this fascinating world that exists in the underworld. And today we're going to be diving with four people who are remarkable friends, people who are willing to do this dive and share this incredible adventure, and I'd like to introduce them to you now. Okay, we're back, we're suited up, we're ready to dive into the underworld. We've got the team here. So we have Daniel, who's to my left, Memo to my right, and this is Scott. And Dante is already down in the cenote waiting for us. So before we go ahead and take our descent into the underworld, I'd like to see if we can get a couple of words from Memo, who's a remarkable explorer. He's a professor at the University for Aquatics, and he's also recognized by National Geographic as a global explorer. And Memo has done remarkable research work in terms of understanding the cenotes here in the Yucatan, and what the relationship between those cenotes is and the ancient Maya civilization and people. And you can actually speak it much better than I can. So why don't you go ahead and share with us for a few minutes.
Well, we are, as you well said, in the middle of the Yucatecan jungle. In one of the many cenotes that are around here, there is close to 3,000 just in the state of Yucatan, which is one of the three states of the peninsula. They are karstic formations. They are fantastic. They are molded by water. They are, of course, flooded, and they were very important for the ancient Maya in several ways. Here in the northern lands of Yucatan, there is no surface water at all. So the only water source actually were the cenotes, but they also have, that's a practical function, of course, and a very important one for survival, but they also represented the threshold for the spiritual world, the world where the gods lived, the spirit of the dead people go, and this is the entrance to what they call Xibalba or Metnal, which represented a boundary between the physical world and the spiritual world. So we're just about to enter a very sacred place, which mean a lot for the ancient Maya, and they knew that these places were sacred, And we're going to prove that now, because it's so beautiful that you cannot think anything else but like a holy place. It's great.
I can think of one other thing, and that might be the fear of death. So since you're the dive master, can you assure us that we'll be maybe diving into the beauty, but we won't be diving into death today?
No, well, I better bring you back alive. So, otherwise, it will be the end of my career. Now, we're going to come back, and we're going to go in that world of contrast.
Yes.
On the world of death, of darkness. We have lights, of course, so we can guide ourselves through that world. But we are also taking all the measures to prevent any problem. You know already what we're going to be doing. So we want to interact with this fantastic world in a safe way.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, just a second, DJ.
Yep.
Just a little
It's,
second.
that thing is going down.
Just turn around. It's too loose. Sorry.
This is the extra precaution Memo was talking about in terms of this adventure.
I'm sorry to make you go through this with this
Ay, ay, ay.
heat. And sorry for touching there.
That's okay. It happens.
Don't pull it too tight.
Okay, it's much better now.
All right, perfecto. We ready?
Ready?
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Okay. Down into the underworld we go.
Sí. Mira, este.
Sí. Yep, got it.
Stay away from the pulley. Don't get your fingers in the way.
Okay, got it. Here we go. Hello. It's beautiful. It's terrifying. And it's extraordinary.
Okay.
Te mando tus cosas si quieres.